We're also discussing this. Pretty sure there are no second and third chances for blank in Sharia. Just read my comment here. Everybody has a first time, but you chose to. Nope, that's evil. Punish the victim? Oh, well, backwards. And then Mr. Q said, go to sleep, village idiot. Even simple statements are not understood by your feeble mind. And then some articles that have to do with that, like in Turkey, for example. So this was a funny joke here. Go with cream cheese. Sorry, we only take cash. Okay, and he's doing a video. He was doing a video about Mandalorian smiles. A Beautiful Mind says, the hypocrisy, right? You use context for your Quran, but avoid to apply for the Bible. The double standards. So this guy knows nothing about me. He's just assuming that I'm some hypocrite. I said, funny, I don't remember that context could whitewash things like you find in King David's story, recorded by Jay, a writer of the hashtag Torah, hashtag Bible, biblical. Okay. And here it is. This is what I'm talking about. 14 things you need to know about King David. This is myjewishlearning.com. So you can go there and see this story and all the details. There's 14 details about the Bible, the biblical David, okay, which we don't believe in, but that's his scripture that he believes in. And she shall take off the clothes in which she was captured, and shall remain in your house, and lament her father and her mother a full month. After that you may go into her and be her husband, and she shall be your wife. But if you no longer delight in her, you shall let her go where she wants. But you shall not sell her for money, nor shall you treat her as a slave, since you have humiliated her. Deuteronomy 21, so this is 10 to 14. Dummy, we've been through this before. A girl can be captured, forced to marry, and blank, and released without any concern for her consent. Right, so that was from Mr. Q, actually. So that was a good comment. I said, this is obvious. So the Bible contradicts itself? That is the problem with the Bible, full of contradictions. In one place, she can't be forced, according to our friend. Here, there is no consent mentioned. Why not let her go after 1 month of living without contact? Okay, because they claim they're so superior and whatever. I said, why is there no writ of emancipation? So is it going to be in another part of the book? I have no problem with slavery in ancient times. Why cry over spilt milk? Problem is blank. And then he says slaves are heathens. They are foreigners, and if you read other meanings of the Hebrew word, it means sojourners. So these could be anyone that is alien. So I said the daughter was a heathen because it said the father sold his daughter into slavery. So I don't know where that is. So yeah, I haven't found that screenshot yet. So he mentioned a daughter, so I told him that she was sold into slavery. So if her father is a Jew, she is a Jew, and, we're assuming the mother and the daughter are Jews, everyone's a Jew. Here it says, you shall not pervert the judgment of the stranger, nor of the fatherless, nor take a widow's raiment to pledge. Okay, these are different versions. Thou shalt not wrest the judgment of the stranger, and fatherless, and widow. Thou shalt not take the widow's garment for a pledge. So, I don't know who was saying that the stranger has to be a slave. That seemed to be what he was saying. Because he said slaves are heathens. So, they're foreigners, they are sojourners. And then I said, in another screenshot, that slaves are not allowed to travel. They can't just go sojourn anywhere they want. That's not how slavery works. He says, go ahead, I'm listening. Nah, I already replied to you. The foreigners are just like dhimmis, the end, okay? Then I did actually respond back and say that dhimmis and visa holders and, people like that are not slaves. If you're sojourning, you're not a slave. He said she have to be a convert to Judaism for her to submit to Jewish law. I don't know what this has to do with anything. I said, what was the point? A Jewess can't be married off. But the Christians they attacked would have to submit to slavery, banishment, or whatever. There is a history of genocide, i.e. the Jew Lulnawas forced them to submit or die and probably did a lot of other bad things. So I don't really know where he was going with that. And again, so we come to the foreigners and the fatherless and don't take the widow's cloak as security. And it mentions that you can't take the cloak because you should give it back at sunset. Do not deny justice to the foreigner or the fatherless, and do not take a widow's cloak as security. Remember that you were slaves in Egypt, and the Lord your God redeemed you from that place. So he's confusing. And don't take the widow's cloak as security. And it mentions that you can't take the cloak because you should give it back at sunset. So you can't apply the slavery part to only the foreigner and not to the others in the sentence. So it just means that they were oppressed, and therefore they should have empathy for other people who are in like a dire situation or, need help or something. Okay, and then Mr. Q responds back, a coward like you will never dare to come on a live discussion. You will just bark like a rabid dog from behind your keyboard. Okay, and then he says, it has been proven to you that your sixth scripture allowed such and such. It's been proven that forced slavery of foreigners was allowed. It's been proven that incest was allowed. So now I'll go to... he said, no, you cannot just claim something and get away with it. I need to hear what you meant by that. Prove, articulate, elaborate, dim me. Okay, so I did say dim me, but it could be a traveler, a visa holder. Okay, so I clarify here, whether it's a dhimmi, travel, or visa holder. A foreigner is not a slave by any stretch of the imagination. Where did you even get that idea? It says nothing about slavery in that verse. It's a dhimmi, travel, or visa holder. A foreigner is not a slave by any stretch of the imagination. Where did you even get that idea? It says nothing about slavery in that verse about the foreigner. Okay, so I'm contradicting the other guy. I don't know what the other guy was thinking. He seems to think that a foreigner can be taken as a slave. That's not what I'm saying. Lies, you do. So I'm not talking to Quran and Bible blog. I'm talking to a beautiful mind who's a Christian. So, see if I can come back to this. I said the commentaries really help. So many comparisons, so little time. A big surprise for anyone hating on Aisha radiallahu anha and her cloak, #bed cover. So I'll go to this comment. So in Exodus 22:22, this is a blog, Bible Hub, that he shared for me, okay? And I happen to find this verse here, verse 25. It says, if you lend money to my people, to the poor among you, you are not able to act as a creditor to them, to him. You shall not charge him interest. You are not to act as a creditor to him. You shall not charge him interest. And if you ever take your neighbor's cloak as a pledge, you are to return it to him before the sun sets. For that is his only covering. It is his cloak for his body. What else shall he sleep in? So it's going back to the other, in the video where I was saying at the beginning, that the Prophet, in that hadith, the Prophet ﷺ covered his face with his sheet cloak, okay, or his sheet cover. Okay, and this is the same idea. It is his cloak for his body. What else shall he sleep in? So this is the Jewish Bible, that, Exodus 22:22. This is the Old Testament, and apparently Jews also had the idea of, a cover that is a sheet. It's a multi-purpose, multi-use, cloth. So you could sleep in it. You could also cover your body with it when you go out. It's like an outer cloth, a covering, okay?